guys, it's Christian here from Christian's Crazy Life, and today I'm going to be telling you about the time I auditioned for The Voice. This was a very fun process, and I'm super glad I did it, first of all, but, you know, we have to start at the beginning of my voice audition journey. So there's only about 3 open call audition cities. One was Nashville, the other was Reno, and I think there was another one, I forget where it was, but I'll insert a picture so you can see. When I saw these audition cities, I saw that Reno was one of the options, and I was like, perfect. The audition was on January 25th of 2020. Once the 25th rolled around, I was pretty excited. I wasn't too worried about going into this audition, like thinking, oh, I'm gonna go onto The Voice and be on the show. Because there's so many auditions that you have to go through before you actually even make it to the blind audition that you see on TV. Because there's the first open call audition, and then after that you get a red card and you get a callback, and if you make it past that audition, then you go to an interview, and then after that you do the actual audition that you see on TV. It's a whole process. I just wanted to go for the experience because one of my friends from Acapella Academy, Preston, he was on, I think, last season of The Voice, whatever the most recent season was. He killed it, shout out to him. I'll cut to the day of the audition. My audition time was 2 p.m. There was also an option to go at 7 a.m., but that was really early. From where we were staying to the place that the audition was being held, it was about an hour drive. My dad and I got in the car around 12:45, and we drove to Reno. I'm super glad that he drove me, so thanks, Dad, for doing that. Love you. We're driving to Reno right now. We're about 40 minutes away, and it's 1 o'clock right now. My time slot and the general time slot is 2 p.m. I'm gonna do my makeup in the car. I'm all dressed and ready to go though. I've been working on what audition song I want to choose. I'm thinking I'm gonna go with Change on the Rise by Abby Kaplan because I'm a bass. I was gonna sing Death of a Bachelor, but I feel like that's kind of overplayed and it didn't suit my voice the best. Right now I'm very excited. I'm not nervous at all, but I feel like I will be once it kind of starts moving. Sing out the Jubilee with all the fire we can breathe. We're singing all day and you can't tame me. High tide and low tide, you know. Nighttime and morning time, yeah. We're going strong. Headed up, down the river. Oh Lord, I hear a reveling. I feel a change on the rise. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited to sing that. I'm so excited. And I didn't know what to expect when I actually got to the event center. I had heard stories of people where they got there and the line was wrapped all the way around the building like twice. They had to wait in line for like 4 hours outside. But when we got there wasn't a huge line at all. Where the entrance was, there was about half of that side of the building that was a line of people. So I think a lot of people were already in the building in a separate line that's inside. It worked for me. I only waited outside literally for like 5 minutes. It wasn't even long at all. Once I got to security, they checked my bag, and then I went inside. And then once you got there was this huge line of people, and I was like, oh, that's where all the people went. There was red tape along the sides to guide people where they were supposed to go. This line was just waiting to get registered and get like a wristband that shows that you're auditioning. This one we waited for in about an hour. It had been like 45-50 minutes at this point, and the main casting director, she came out and she's like, hey everybody, I'm originally from Reno, so this is very exciting, super glad to be here. Can't wait to hear your guys' audition. She was just trying to hype everybody up basically. While we were waiting in line, there was a separate section of people who had already been registered, and that's where they took the rows from later on when they were auditioning people. This lady came out, she was talking to the bleachers, and she was like, okay, so who wants to sing their audition song? Me and a few other people in line were like, I don't know. And this one lady, she was like, sure, I'll do it. She walked up, introduced herself, told us where she was from, and then she was like, okay, I'm gonna be singing this song. The casting director handed her the microphone, and she was like, all right, here you go. And she sang. She was super good. And right after she performed, the casting director, she was like, wow, that was amazing. Congratulations. You don't even have to do an audition. You're gonna get a red card just for that. A red card means that you get a callback, which you usually come back the next day or a couple days after, and that's like the next part of the audition process. She was super happy. She started crying. Everybody was going wild. And it was funny because then after that, she was like, okay, who else wants to sing their song? The next like couple of people went, and they didn't get a callback, and everyone was like, it wasn't the same energy. I got registered, got my wristband, just about to register, so I'm pretty excited. We've been waiting. There's like the red lines over there, and then the line behind me. It's only like 3 o'clock, something like that, so it hasn't been too long. I went up to the section of bleachers and then just found a row, sat down in that. This is the part that makes me hesitant about auditioning for The Voice again in the future. The amount of waiting that you do for like a 45-second audition is a whole lot. We waited about 3 hours at this point, and we were just sitting in the bleachers this whole time. You could move around, you could use the bathroom, get water, you could take pictures and stuff like that. Yeah, it was just 3 straight hours of sitting there, listening to music, just waiting for your turn to audition. The process was they took every row one by one. They would escort them and be like, okay, row 1, you guys are gonna follow me, and you're gonna go off into this other line, and then that's the line that you're gonna go into to go upstairs to the audition rooms. And they did that for every section, and since there were so many people, each section got filled up twice, so it would be like 10, 15 people at a time for 3 hours. At this point, I think it was probably about like 3:50, and then I don't think I auditioned until probably about 6:30. Once they came to our row, they were like, okay, this row, it's your turn. You guys can go ahead and stand up. We got up, we started walking, we made it to this next part of the line. And then this was the line that we were waiting in before we went upstairs. We're doing it, we're walking towards it. This is the empty part of the seats, and that's where we were just sitting. So everybody was a little bit nervous at this point. I was a little bit nervous once they called our row, because I was like, okay, like this is why we're here, and I'm here to sing. That made me a tiny bit nervous, but then I saw how nervous everybody else around me was, so I'm like, okay, let me just turn this into excitement and be excited that I'm here. And this was my first in-person audition. I've auditioned before, but it's all online. So this was my first like audition in front of other people and in front of judges. So that was pretty cool. They were like, okay, you're gonna wait here for a little bit longer. It took maybe about like 3-4 minutes. They took us up an escalator and we made it to the 2nd floor of the stadium. They sat us down in a little row of people, and there was probably about 50 people up here, so like 5 groups of 10, waiting to do their audition. And then the audition rooms were right in front of us. You could see each group coming out of the audition room. Sometimes you'd see somebody walking out and they'd be holding a red card, or as they walked down the hallway, everybody would clap and cheer because they were like, yeah, you did it, congratulations. It felt like American Idol. Like I was waiting for the cameras to appear because like people would be holding their red card and like walking down and like sobbing because they made it past their first audition. We waited there for probably 10 minutes, and then they were like, okay, you're like the group that I was in, the group of 10. We got up and then we went into the audition room. We sat down. The producer was like, hi, nice to meet you. We're just gonna get a sense of your voices. You're gonna get up here, stand on the little X marked in tape, and you're gonna sing us a song. Hi guys, it's Christian from the future. But basically what happened was, we went into the audition room and sang our songs. I put my phone in my pocket, and that way I could record audio without having to like have it out while I was in the audition room. I don't know if you're supposed to do that, so I'm not gonna include it in this video. I do have the footage of me singing my song, everybody else singing their song, what the judges said, and all that kind of stuff. The whole process was probably like 15 minutes long. Everybody had about 45 seconds to sing their song. After everybody had gone, the judges were like, that was amazing. All of you sounded great. At this time, you know, we're looking for a bunch of different voices. If you didn't make it this time, then consider auditioning again. But there is one of you that we want to hear a little bit more of your voice, so if you could stick around and sing another song for us, that would be great. In our group of 10, there was one guy who got picked, and he sang Tennessee Whiskey, and then I saw him coming out later when I was waiting by the exits. I saw him come out with a red card. I'm out of my audition. I got out of my audition about like 7 o'clock, and I did not get a call back, which is okay. I just went for the experience of auditioning for The Voice, so I was excited just to go at all. But I'm super happy with my performance. I thought it went really well and I sang the best that I could. And it's something that I'm glad I did, because now I have that experience with me of auditioning in person and doing something like that, because I've never done it before. I'll just, you know, keep trying in the future, making music, singing songs. It definitely didn't discourage me from continuing music. If anything, it made me more excited to perform and do more, because there were some incredible voices that also didn't make it. So it's really just what they're looking for at the time, which nobody knows what they're looking for. So it's all very random. If you ever get the chance to audition for The Voice, I would encourage you to do it. Just be prepared to wait a really long time, but it's a lot of fun.